Hello everyone, Shadow here, and welcome to another World of Warships highlight reel. Now before we begin today, I just want to let you guys know I am really and truly sorry for how long it took me to get this video out. My time has been rather limited over the last couple of months, so I haven't been able to really focus on more than one project at a time. Transport Fever 2 has taken a lot of my attention, but also the fact that I've changed jobs and I was working from home, and well, the list goes on. So, to my World of Warship fans, I really and sincerely apologize for the delay in the release of this video. Well, anyways, let's get on with the show. So this video is a highlight reel of two separate replays. This particular replay features yours truly in a Atlanta class cruiser that I dubbed for this replay the USS Lucky SOB. You guys will understand why I call it that in a few. Trust me, you will see. Now we're playing domination on the map Hotspot. 4 capture points, 2 of them already claimed on each side, standard fairing. Each side gets 1 destroyer, or so they think. You'll see that in this particular map, I'm playing the Atlanta as a hybrid cruiser destroyer. Why? Well, it's a light cruiser. It's a glorified powder keg waiting to happen. I mean, anybody who pilots an Atlanta can tell you, one shot, you're dead, pretty much. Paper thin armor, light guns. It's basically a destroyer without the smokescreen. Or long range torpedoes. Or speed boosts if you're French. Well, you know what? Let's just not dwell on it. It is what it is. Anywho, I'm trying to get myself positioned behind that island. My objective is to creep into Alpha and stealth capture, or stealth contest, or be a trap and lure the enemy team into my team's guns. Setting up a crossfire. Now, you should know, I watch a lot of videos about World of Warships. I watch Jingle videos, I watch Flambast videos, I watch Zoop videos. I subscribe to a lot of people. So I know at least the basics of how to play this game. And I know generally cruiser captains who have torpedoes tend to want to use their torpedoes. I don't generally use my torpedoes. Why? The Atlanta has extremely short-range torpedoes. So they're more of a last resort kind of thing. You focus more so on your guns with the Atlanta. Not to mention your consumables. Which, by the way, I am using hydro and radar. I find the defensive fire rather useless in the Atlanta. I mean, there are cases where you could take it, but to me it's pretty pointless to grab a defensive fire. Mainly because if you're spotted by a plane, you're probably going to get taken out by a battleship or anything else. Because the Atlanta is basically a floating citadel with a huge target on its back. Anytime one is spotted, you could bet your ass it is going to get taken out. So I position myself here to basically use my consumables. Reveal targets, reveal torpedoes, trying to be a support to my team. That, and I can't really move out any further because there's a Fiji on the other side and he's in a smoke screen. He's just outside my radar range, or at least I think he is at this point. So I start backing up to see if I could put myself in a firing solution to at least set him on fire if he reveals himself. I mean, that was the plan. But if you remember from my Wooster video, you know what I say about plans. I'm really hoping he's inside radar range. The problem is, I still have way too much time left on the clock for the radar. So I start backing up more to see if I can catch those battleships that are trying to creep around the island, not so stealthily, I might add, in a torpedo spam. Not to mention, the fact that I'm detected means the Fuji knows what I'm doing. But wait, Shadow, didn't you say you barely use your torpedoes? Yeah, but at this point, it looked like we were in a kind of precarious situation and risk needs to be taken. Besides, if they come steaming around the corner and see an Atlanta in open water, they may just, take the bait. Ooh, destroyer. Now, if there's one thing that will get me to change my mind about my tactics really quickly in an Atlanta, it is a destroyer in open water. So I start trying to position myself to see if I can get a firing solution on him before he goes out of range. I don't want to fire just yet because I don't want to give away my position. But he needs to die. And just when I'm trying to do that, the Fuji reveals his position. So that will kind of leave me out in the open. I have a choice. I can go after the destroyer or I can bait the Fuji. Choices. Let's bait the Fuji. Shadow, you sure that's a good idea? It looks like your team is down 2 people. Well, yeah, we gotta start taking risks or we're gonna lose. And it's 1 person now, because we killed 1. So they still have the advantage, but only by 1 ship now. So I don't really know why the Fuji didn't try to at least come closer. Because if you look at the minimap, you can see we're in a very precarious situation. The battleships are out in open water. We have a cruiser who seems to be retreating. I don't know what he's doing. And me, whose options are rather limited, and I'm pretty sure my team is like this noob Atlanta. Why do we get the noobs? Little did they know that both me and the Fuji are playing a cat and mouse game. And he is awkwardly firing torpedoes as if I'm gonna actually come steaming out, showing him a broadside. Hello, Atlanta. Well, I kinda know how to play this game. At least, I'd know that. I'm not gonna come steaming around a corner in Atlanta without some sort of plan. And then it happened. He's steaming away. So I give chase. My guess is his battleships call for support. They wanted to lay down as much fire on our battleships who are sitting out in the open as possible, with hopes of taking them out. I guess they didn't think I would be this bold. Or didn't care. It's an Atlanta. He's pretty much firing pebbles. What can he do? By the way, for the uninitiated, the key to sneaking up on a target around the side of an island is to hug the coast as much as possible. Do not show a broadside. Unless the target you're shooting at is completely oblivious to your presence, then by all means, give them everything. So by now, some of you may have noticed the carrier pilot on the enemy team is not exactly doing that great. This has repercussions later. Now, if you take a quick look at the minimap, you can see that our team is kind of pinned in the corner, especially our destroyer. Now, it's unclear at this particular moment if they can hold out. But with the destroyer pinned in the corner and the Devonshire, I don't know, trying to cap, I don't know. I took it upon myself to be the destroyer captain that my team needs. I'm gonna capture Bravo. Even though the Devonshire is playing cat and mouse with a Monaghan, I'm pretty sure he has everything under control. He doesn't need my help. Besides, chasing a destroyer in Atlanta may not necessarily be a good idea, especially when you don't know exactly where the enemy team is. And as it stands right now, looking at the minimap, we are not doing too good. We're behind on points, and we're starting to take a beating on ships. And we're about even, but that can change. Besides, at this point, I figure Bravo was clear. With the Monaghan on its last legs and about to pop, there it goes, I figure the remaining enemy team is trying to consolidate their gains on the southern side of the map. It also looks like they pinpointed the location of all remaining ships over there, including our carrier. With our battleships steaming in that direction and the Devonshire near Capture Point Charlie, I figure now's a good time to remain on course for Bravo. We really need the points. So here's the second obvious clue that the enemy carrier player is not playing with a full deck. I'm capping. He spots me. But rather than either dropping fighters and keeping me spotted, because he probably figures it's in Atlanta, he's going to shoot down my planes. Fine, I will give him that bit. But he could have kept me lit up. But he didn't. He just turned and ran. So I'm thinking, okay. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I'm going to keep capping.
Teammate, I need your support. Acknowledged. Much obliged.
And now that that's done, I'm going to go after Delta. I'm going to sneak through the islands. Wait. What the hell? The Mogami's here. And I'm showing him a broadside. Oh crap. Wrong. Weapons loaded. Turn. Turn. Must maneuver behind island. Ow. Well, anyways, in all seriousness, this is a terrible position for me. More than likely, he has torpedoes coming my way. At the time in the match, I was not sure how long he had me spotted. So, positioning the island, which I was successful, now I have to play the cat and mouse game with him. The most epic 2 minutes I've ever had in an Atlanta against another target. So this is the time you would use torpedoes. You're trying to predict your target sailing around the island and catching him off guard. But this guy is smart. He knows the Atlanta has torpedoes. He knows that this is the perfect scenario for said Atlanta to launch torpedoes. And he's expertly positioning himself so that the risk of him getting hit by said torpedoes is minimal. Yes, I know. I am showing him the epic of epic broadsides right now. So I'm gonna try another tactic. I have to kill him. I don't know how, but I'm going to. And he's not stupid. He's not gonna sail around the island into open water. Now, my health is really low. And here I thought that he was going to take the chance. Especially since he's about to hard spot me. But I just want to point out something real quick. Check my health. Yeah, go ahead, check it. It's really, like, I'm pretty much next to death right now. And in a moment, you're going to see the third reason why I think the carrier pilot is not playing with a full deck. Anyways, back to Mogami. So he's going to take the chance. I am fairly certain at this point. So my intentions were to sail around behind him and keep the island in between us. But then I said, you know what? No risk, no reward. I figured the carrier pilot was about to sink me anyway. So let's take a chance, run some math in my head, and fire! This is probably the tensest 5 seconds of my life.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
And I think it was right here he realized he screwed up.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
I must say that was probably the best guessing I've done in the Atlanta. Well, maybe the second best. There's another video going way back of me blinding a battleship with 4 torpedoes. But yeah, this was up there. By the way, I don't know if you're paying attention to chat. I gave him a good fight, but Jesus, that guy doesn't die. They were talking about me. I don't know. They must have been watching me for a while now. But I got a couple compliments following this match. And reason number 4, carrier pilot is not playing with a full deck. Gotta dance, gotta do the dance. I figure he's gonna kill me. Gotta do the dance. Hard to port, hard to starboard. Hard to port, hard to starboard. Nah, I don't know where those bombs went, but yeah. I'm pretty sure he expected me to close to torpedo range anyway, but that is not something you want to do to a Graf Zeppelin. They are definitely secondary boats. They can sink you from a good distance. So you gotta keep your range and you gotta open up. Keep your range, open up, keep your range, open up. And try to dodge those planes as much as you can. But yeah. Reason number 5, he's not playing with a full deck. He's not changing course. Like, he's just letting me stay distant from him rather than turning the ship into me, presenting a smaller profile and closing on me, forcing me to run because, like I said, Graf Zeppelin's secondaries are no joke. He's sailing into an island and losing planes. I can't. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. But you guys let me know. Do you think the name is well deserved? USS Lucky SOB? Or did the enemy team just... Yeah. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. You know, I just want to say also, with the carrier rework, it took far too long to kill him. So, next match. And no, this is not going to be a whole replay. This is actually more of a highlight reel, especially towards the end. But this match is the reason why I christened my USS Massachusetts Black the USS Hellfire. Let's see how many fires I can set with this thing.
General quarters.
Well, let me just explain. Now, I'm not going to go out there and say this is the record for fires set in a Massachusetts in the game. No, it's a personal record, but it's not a record by any means. I will say the main difference between my Massachusetts Black and my Massachusetts is the IFHE skill. The captain of the regular Massachusetts have it. The captain of my Massachusetts Black does not. Instead, I focus more on fire ability. This captain has a higher chance of setting fires. Now, I know, that's not really useful against certain targets. I know, and you guys can comment below about that. But I do find it useful, especially if you have a target that's low health and they're already put out all their fires or flooding and you set them on fire again without even trying. I love that about this ship. I may not be able to penetrate deck armor on certain ships and cruisers, but I can set them on fire. So I wonder if you guys can tell me how many fires you think I'm going to set. It's not a record number. Just keep that in mind. But it's an impressive number for me in a battleship, especially a battleship that I'm using armor-piercing rounds on. Let me hear your thoughts below. Meanwhile, let's start a counter.
Spotter airborne. on fire. Torpedoes dead ahead. The ship is on fire.
The enemy is about to win. Enemy battleship foundered.
Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes to port. Problem solved, sir.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
17 fires.
The enemy is about to win. All stations.
I think it's clear at this point that we're gonna lose this, but that's not the point. Anyways, that's all for today. Please like, subscribe, and definitely share. And thanks for watching.